This is the beginning. Kind of familiarized myself with the manuals and how they work. We did make the mistake of doing them single-sided. I would recommend doing them double-sided so the parts numbers and the description line up. The first step was to actually form the rudder skin, which is basically bend the end of the rudder skin over. And there's two reasons I couldn't do it. One, I have 1 3/4 inch tubing, but both of them are too short if you compare them to the rudder spar. The reason I'm comparing them to the rudder spar is because I cannot find the rudder skin. All underneath my bench was full of parts, so I sorted it out to... This is obviously all the tail stuff. And then I moved all of the wing stuff to the other side of my basement. So that's all over here right now. And I think it's at my friend's house. George is building the fuselage. And he's just ready to get started as well. So step number 1. Missing a part. I know it's there because I've seen it in the crate. It's kind of a vulnerable piece, similar to this, even though these are the tail wing skins. And then I moved on. I did all of this in my head, and then I went on to press the bronze flange, blah, blah, blah. And because my eyesight's not so good, and I remember this from the rudder build workshop, it took me forever to figure out which way this actually goes. So I pulled up the one for the vertical stabilizer, the aft spar, and just kind of aligned it. So anyway, I pushed those in, made myself a little aluminum bracket, just so the vise doesn't mar it up, because the teeth are pretty rough in there. And now, next step says to draw a center line down the rib. I did that. Then I remember, don't use a pencil, somebody said, because the graphite corrodes the aluminum. And I remember I bought these flare pens. And again, this is all recommendation from stuff I've read online. But the center line is not really, the holes on the pre-drilled side are not centered. So I think it makes most sense not to draw it right down the center. It's like 3/4, so it would be 3/8. But this is more like, it's not 5/16, but, well, actually it kind of is almost close to 5/16. Now it's a hair bit more. And yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to keep shooting videos and see how it all comes out. Oh, one more thing. I did the tail parts, and because I got a little confused at first on what parts go where, so I sorted them by the rudder, which are all these parts here, and then the vertical stabilizer, horizontal stabilizer, and elevator. It just seems to be the way they're labeled in there, but these are all tail parts. And we'll get a system going. I got a board I can staple them on over there. My daughter's actually itching to do that. We just couldn't figure out in what order to do it. But we'll get there. All right. Got these things riveted on. Proud of myself. And I use this gun. Then I went to the 3/16s, which are the brass colored Clecos. I had a hell of a time getting the rivet in here. I almost thought like it wouldn't take a 3/16 or whatever. Anyway, I took the top piece out to see if the claws would grip it, and I totally got it stuck that I had to disassemble the whole thing to get the rivet out. And I think what the problem is, because the gun is new, the 3 claws that grip the rivet shaft to pull it in are so tight that I really couldn't it wouldn't go in, it wouldn't go out. It's kind of a pain, but it does work. Kind of stick it in a couple of times. So this is the 5th rivet I've done. Like just getting these in because these edges are serrated, so it grips really good. I literally very gently almost have to hammer it in. They keep getting easier, so I think if the tool breaks in, this will not be an issue, but new to riveting with a pneumatic or an electric riveter. It surprised me. Oh, you know what? You can actually, sometimes the shaft gets stuck in there, and that's why you have to pull it 2 or 3 times. You can actually see it. So, yeah, see, I already pushed this one in by hand. Good tool. Just as I was thinking about, what a piece of, never mind. I think I need a bigger workbench. Yeah, you can see the shaft. There it goes. Now I went back. I might call this section tooltip. I know I'm a total newbie, but... And these are the rivets that were supplied from RANS. Seems to take twice. All right, enough of that. All right, Tuesday. Now we're doing step 1. I had to go get a tube, and I found the rudder skin. It was laying right there where I sorted it as I put it, but it was wrapped neatly in paper and very flat. And I remember seeing a more exposed piece that looked much more vulnerable, so perception's a powerful thing. That's what I was looking for. And then I asked my daughter. She came down and she's like, here it is, rudder skin, wrapped in paper. And you gotta be kidding me. Anyway, here it is. So I'm going to take this tube. This is just a hair bit bigger than 1 1/4, but I've heard other people use it, so we should be all right. I drew a line. I laid it inside the vertical stabilizer, and we'll follow along.
I'm helping you?
Thank you.
Do I get a scoop of ice cream?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, so I got this all the way down to here. This will probably take 2 people. Basically, want to bend this.
Like what?
Yeah.
What
so
is this connected to?
I rivet
Oh,
it
like
to
that.
that.
And then you want to just like
So
turn
force
it?
the tube down toward the table and rotate the tube to roll the skin tightly around the tube.
So you just want it like that?
Yeah. So this says rotate tube 180 degrees. That says until they are 90 degrees to the table. When finished, the skin should be bent 85 to 90. Basically,
wait, is it going to be straight or is it going to be rounded?
This is going to be rounded, this edge.
So,
But
90 degrees to the table, so it's like that. That's not 100. Is that 180?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
it
guessing that
is.
by turning it 180 degrees,
It ends up 90
it ends
degrees
up
to
at
the
90
table.
once it relieves.
In or out? Like,
In.
Okay.
You go like that. But I just don't know. Like, I'm tempted to push it kind of against the table.
yeah.
You gotta push.
Push this
Well,
down
maybe
or
not
no?
that one, but this one. Maybe we can put something in between here. And like, just pressure down.
Like this?
I think so.
Oh. That seems right?
Seems right, yeah. It's getting there. Okay, so maybe take the screwdriver out.
So where does it end up? The screwdriver? Should it end up straight?
Well, it says 90 degrees. Roll all the way until the clecos are about 90 degrees to the table. So I guess they gotta go. So let's make sure you push it down. Maybe put the screwdriver. Yeah, I think that's right.
Is it okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Switch sides. Oh, working up a sweat. You're half dressed.
These are pants.
Oh, look at that. I got a Home Depot sticker on me.
You're welcome.
There.
Like that? That seems like 90 degrees. Right?
It does. It's just not that tight of a bend.
How tight is it supposed to be?
No, you know what I mean? Like, is it supposed to
Yeah.
be the radius of the pipe?
Or is it supposed to... Oh no, then you'd have to like pull it out and down like that. See, now it's really closer. That seems better. I don't know what it's supposed to look like.
No, it looks right.
To me.
I'm just curious if it's supposed to be
Tighter on the bend.
real tight. Radius, no, yeah. Most radius said.
Wait, what do they look like?
See those?
Oh.
I just pull them tight.
Do they go onto the plank? Or is it
No, they
just
get
for-
replaced with rivets.
Oh yeah.
You know, those little things. This is just to hold it.
Uh-huh.
Take the tape off.
Does it actually go into pre-drilled holes or no?
I drilled them. Should I know?
There. I didn't see them. So I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Cool is what we are. Sorry, this takes a minute.
Okay.
How much am I worth?
I think it's like $123.
$1.23 or $123?
$229. Wow.
Yeah, what the hell did you scan?
I don't know. It was there already. I just ripped it off. What is it?
I don't know. It's been here since 9:12 a.m.
Do you have the Wi-Fi app?
Do I have the Wi-Fi app? What's the Wi-Fi app?
I don't know. That app Mom has and can control the Wi-Fi with.
Oh, no.
Oh.
See, no, I didn't even know what it was. I don't. Oh, we want more Wi-Fi?
Yeah, because it shuts off at 11, but I'm taking German homework.
Oh, yeah. I suggest you wake up Mom and ask her.
That's never a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it looks right, right?
I don't know what it's supposed to look like, but I like the way it looks.
Yeah, that was my thinking too. Right, so push down and just keep the tension on it. Ready?
Yeah.
Probably want to take the screwdriver out a little bit, yeah. Switch sides?
Yeah. I need that.
Okay. You know, I think it's right.
Yeah. Okay. Can I take them off?
Yeah.
Here. There, it's lined up.
Cleco the rudder skin to the left side of the frame assembly. The leading edges of the skin curl around to meet each other. Do not Cleco these at a time. You got one?
Oh, it's
Here's one. Okay, that's good.
Here's another one. Here, now they're all lined up.
You have one lined up?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty cool.
So, is there a spar in the end there?
No. Is there supposed to be?
I don't know. Didn't tell me to put one in yet. Now we gotta line this one up.
Just put it on the side.
No.
Oh. like string or something?
Ah, okay.
That works. I did this one too.
Yeah, I gotta get a couple more on this one. And just reach in. Would you look at that?
Wow.
That was easy. You gotta get that one?
There you go.
So,
How do I do it? Do I just like,
yep, squeeze it
Squeeze
all.
it,
Yeah,
put it
squeeze it
in?
all the way.
I had it lined up and it fell apart.
Here, do this one first, because then the other one should all in. Just go straight in. Yep, tight. Click and rivet the rudder horn rib doubler to the lower rib. Yeah, keep going. We gotta do more.
Oh, all of them?
Well, do every other one. Like that one and that one. I think that's probably enough. Click on rivet the rudder horn rib.
I press it, right? Then put it in? I go like this?
Yeah, open it all the way up and then slide it in. And then once it's all the way in,
Can I
release it.
put pressure on it?
Oh, is it not done?
Well, it is, but I don't want to like break it.
No, it looks like it's just a little bit. Let's go there in.
Yeah. You do them by hand? No.
No.
Why are they all off so much?
No, it shouldn't be.
Is that good?
Yeah, I mean, this one looks like it's not. So he's supposed to.
Are these supposed to line up? Like here? Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you put these things in or no?
Oh yeah. I don't like how much tension is on that.
Maybe it's supposed to be like that.
No, look at them.
Where?
Like these holes are not even close.
That's what makes it stable. Okay. Tension.
Wonder if one of these is not in. No, they're not in the hole, right? Oh, yeah, you know what? That was probably from me bending it. Okay.
Which one? This one?
Yes. Yeah.
There.
Yeah, you know when I was trying to straighten them?
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Should I put one in that side too?
Yeah. Put like. Alright, so what is the.
Where else should I put one? Just like every couple?
Yeah, like every other one.
Oh, every other?
To the lower rib. rudder rib lower, KPRD 0107. Alright, so this is the rudder rib lower. S7. Rudder horn rib doubler. Is that what we're doing? Click on the rudder horn rib doubler to the lower rudder rib. Say that 10 times fast. Okay, so. We have the left side of the rudder all riveted, so that's pretty permanent. And they asked us to flip it over and put the left side down and match drill these holes. So we put the center line down on here. We got them to line up pretty good. And I've been going back and forth trying to make sure this thing's straight, not twisted in any way. It looks really good to me, but I'm kind of scared to drill the first holes because at that point we're committed. So here goes. Looks good, I think. I'm just using this to get the center line that we drew earlier to line up. Bingo. We are committed. Okay, we have the whole right side done now. And then what they want you to do is drill these out on the leading edge. So I just put the little clicos in there. Every other one, drill those out with a number 30 drill bit, or 1/8 inch. And I'm going to take the clicos out. And drill all of them out. I guess the reason they don't want you to put clicos in there initially, because it could affect which way the whole thing, twists and turns depending on how accurate the radius was. I don't even know if I videotaped it. No, I think I did, right? The very beginning with the plastic tube. Yeah, it's all a little bit unscientific, but kind of getting the hang of it. I don't like all these fingerprints on here. So on the bottom here is a number 11 drill bit, which the closest I came up with was a 3/16. When you saw me on my phone, I was actually looking that up. And that seemed to work quite well. So on these edge ones, I might put a little clamp just to keep tension on it. I can get the drill in there with that. Use the long clamp. So while I'm building this, my friend George, my partner in the plane, is building the fuselage at his house. I was over there today. I grabbed this table so I got more places to put things. And he's moving right along too. I think once you get the hang of the whole rivet thing and the different drill bit sizes and the way RANS writes the manual and the way kit builders think, I think this will go a lot faster. But no matter how you turn it, there's a lot of repetitive procedures here. You also notice I switched over to the pneumatic gun. I do like the Milwaukee electric one, but this thing that grips it inside is just so tight, so you had to hammer them all in. And then one of them got stuck and I had to take it all apart. And I guess if you don't want to set up the air hose, that's fine. But this one I use kind of faster. So I think for doing a lot of these, I'm going to stick with the air gun. I might get a lighter hose at the end here because this is a little bit in the way. And I also wonder, sometimes the rivets, I mean, I hold them perpendicular, trying to get them in really straight, but I feel like crappy that feels. Maybe a little burr or something. And if you don't know, the reason I always hold it upside down is because it dumps the little stem inside there. You can also hold it right side up and have it spit it out the front. But since I kind of have to flip it over anyway to put the next rivet in, it works out alright. Plus hearing all the stems in there makes me feel accomplished. Like, yeah, I did a lot of rivets. So the goal is to finish this tonight, which is about 4 more rivets. I think we can consider that the rudder being done. It's just kind of like flying out to Kansas and doing the rudder workshop, which we did, except we didn't build a rudder because we had all the parts here. We didn't want to spend the $600 to go build one out there. But I did learn some things. I also forgot some things by the time I got back. And I was there, I'm like, oh, that's easy, I'll build that in a couple hours. And then once we got back, without the confidence of having Eddie at your disposal to ask questions, I was like, oh, time to read all this stuff again. But there you go. This is a paint prep that I use for auto detailing. It's all it is a mixture of IPA, isopropyl alcohol, and distilled water. Try to get some of this off. Not sure what's on here, but and then here you have like a big circle, like somebody said, oh, this one's rubbish, don't send it, or send it to the guys in Boston. I don't see any imperfections, but I think it came out great. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it and I'm going to run around the backyard and see if I... Ooh, this could be dangerous. Run around the backyard and see if the rudder is straight. If I pull to one side or the other, I know it's not. That's a joke. I think I got to cut these tabs off somewhere along the way. I thought I read that. I'm not sure if I skipped it or if it's still coming. I don't know, I like this part the best. This big aluminum in there with those nice bronze bearings pushed in there. That's pretty official looking. Hey, good night. One more thing, just as you thought you were going to get rid of me. I guess they want you to just kind of bend this over with a scrap piece of wood. It says that the spar, which is this thing, at the lower hinge, which is this thing, and that's what I'm going to try and do now. Oops. Maybe I did it too much. I guess maybe I'm not supposed to run it up and down, huh? Well, they say it's for so it doesn't interfere with the vertical stabilizer, and also to reduce drag. So the more I bend it, the less drag we're going to have, right? Right. We're going to be super fast. I know it. Okay, I'm probably making a bigger project out of that than I should. Oh, that one came out perfect. Okay, so don't rub it like I did, just kind of push it. Yeah, I'm digging that. That's at least worth a half a knot right there. Alright, I think I was just talking about these tabs, and I did read that all the way in the very first, well, kind of the second section. Step 5 on the rudder assembly, cut and deburr the bend tags on both ends of the rudder skin. Well, guess what I forgot to do, and I know why. This little line means that I went to bed. So that was the second day. And that line is like literally right there. The next day I moved on to cleaning the skin. So now I gotta figure out how to cut these things off. And I don't know if you can tell, if you follow this straight line over, it goes through the tail side of the skin. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to cut it straight like this, which I think I'm going to try, because you can always cut more off. But if I cut it like this, A, it's going to be hard to cut around the bend part, and if that's wrong, I can't put it back on. So I think I'm going to go with this option. Certified aviation measuring device, by the way. And I don't have my other tin snips here. I think I have them. It's like red in there. Looks like blood, but it's not. It's not gonna work. I wonder if I leave these on, do we get more rudder authority? Probably not, huh? All these shavings coming out of here. I hope these videos don't get too boring, and I tell you why I'm doing it. I do car audio for a living. I build stuff for cars, and I just did a video for a YouTube guy, and I did the same stuff. I kind of just documented a little bit here and there, and I'm horrible at documenting, but absolutely loved it. This channel, we got like 6,000 views right off the bat. People are totally into it. So, if somebody actually has an interest in it, I'll give it a shot. But I'm like handicapped here on my next cut. Before I make a mess of this, I think I'm just gonna call it a night. You could tomorrow. Might be able to do this one. Came out pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna save that one for tomorrow. I'm gonna get my left-handed. Let's see. This would be left turning, so my right turning ones. The other ones. All right. Again, good night.